These fuchsias, we normally grow them in big tubs in the front garden, in the centre of the tub with trail and lobelia around it. This year I'm growing them for the Beamish show for the North East Horticultural Society. I've got coleus seeds set away, but I'm going to take some cuttings off these. I've got enough here for the show, but I'll take cuttings and then the cuttings will do for in the big tubs. So this one is a lady Boothby, and I suppose let's just crack on. Right, so just above the leaf node. Now, some people cut these leaves off. I don't, I just cut right up to the actual leaf node itself. Reason being, if you leave any stem on, the stem can rot back and then cause rot back to the plant. So just a little bit of rooting gel, and then stick it in the hole, and that's one done. Same with this one. Actually, I'm gonna, just for the fun of it, I'm gonna make this one a bit bigger. So once again, cut it right below the node. In fact, I'll take the leaves off this one. A little bit rooting gel into that hole what I had made. Just give it a little bit firming up. And that's that one done. Same again with this. Above, then just below. A dip in the rooting gel. And all it's for really, the rooting gel will just help the roots to take, or that is the theory behind it. I will obviously give these a watering when I'm finished. Gary the gardener, or Gary the novice gardener, you're going to make some comment about doing it in the house. So I'll get there before you, Gary. There's only me and the dog in, and this will all be tidied up very, very shortly. You might notice that I'm doing these cuttings around the outside of the pot. The reason being, drainage, it'll drain away quicker there than it will anywhere else in the pot, like the centre of the pot or what have you. So as you can see, some I'll take the leaves off and some I won't, but oops, there is no difference. A lot of people will say taking the leaves off, the plant can root better. That's a possibility. You know, I'm not going to say it's right, I'm not going to say it's wrong, but it's a possibility. So we'll leave the leaves on this one, and hopefully that's that one. That was the Lady Boothby. with today's date on, the 4th of the 4th. This is carried on from yesterday. I done the strawberry planter yesterday, which was Friday the 3rd. Obviously today is Saturday the 4th. So that's them cuttings done. Like I say, I'll give them a watering in, and we'll do a couple of these ones now. These are red lavender. So across there, these are small, so I will take the leaves off these. Reason being that for all they're small, they're quite leafy, and the leaf's going to take a fair bit of space up in there, in the pot. Now, if you noticed, what I did do there, I'll tell you what I forgot to do actually. I'll let you take that one back out. That's just with me gabbing. I didn't cut it right back. Where's that stick? So I will take it back out and trim it. As you can see, I didn't trim it back to the node. Back in the same hole. Job done. This one will take it further down to there. Right. I'm going to leave the leaves on this one because I'm only getting the one cutting off this plant. I could take these two leaves off, but I'm only going to get another one or two cuttings, so I will just leave them on. Little finger hole. That's that. And then I'll get one more cutting of this, just from there. And will I or will I not? Yeah, I'll take the leaves off this one. A little bit of rooting gel. And that's that. Another label for it. Fuchsia red lavender. And the date 4th of the 4th. So these will get a little watering in. So there's the fuchsia seeds. Well, seeds, sorry, the fuchsia cuttings. And they'll stay in here for a while. I don't think my microphone is recording there. I can't see a green light on the transmitter. And there's the mic. I don't see a green light on that either. So hopefully there will be audio on this, but it'll be on my phone speaker. Or microphone, I should say. Before, the wind blew me tripod away, you know, and the phone hit the deck. And I thought I heard glass break. But when I looked at the front, obviously it's got a tempered glass screen protector. There was no damage. But I thought I better check the back anyway. And it's all shattered. So here's a photo of it. I hope you can see it. I had to take a photo from my computer to the back of the phone just so you could see it. Anyway, I phoned the shop. It's about, I don't know, about a 3 or 4 minute walk from here. Told them the phone, the model, etc. 150 quid. I thought, right. He says, it would take about a day. I says, all right, okay, no problem. So I just YouTubed it on the off chance. And there was a 6-minute video showing you how to do it, step by step. Doddle. So I've just been on Amazon. I've ordered the replacement glass back, $9.99. I've ordered the B7000 glue, $4.99. Now I've ordered a set of plastic clamps, $4.99. The glue will be here the day, because they said if I ordered it would be here before 10 p.m. The clamps will be here tomorrow, but the glass back won't be here until the 11th or the 12th, which is next Saturday, next Sunday. I only know that because it's my daughter's birthday, next Friday, the 10th. Tomorrow we've got our AGM down at the plot. I'm not really looking forward to it. There's always a bone of contention every year, the water. When's it getting put on? When's it getting turned off? How much is the water bill? So we've had the water bill come in, and it was 1,800 quid. And that's for, I think, just over 5 months. Now, people always complain about, why should we pay this, why should we pay that? So I'll give you a rundown on the expenses. Bear in mind, it's a council allotment, so they set the rents. So on a full garden, the rent is 91 quid a year. On a half garden, it's 50 quid a year. On a quarter garden, which we've only got the 4 quarters, it's the same rent as a half garden, 50 quid. Now people may jump and think, whoa, how can you charge the same for a quarter as what you're charging for a half garden? The reason being, the quarter gardens were made from the biggest garden on our site. Now I would say the difference in size between the quarter garden and the half garden is probably 8 foot longer. The half garden is about 8 foot longer by 10 foot wider. That's it. So the council have set the rent at the same. Now the water for a full garden and a half garden, 40 quid for this bill that's just come in. The quarter gardens, 20 quid. So a full garden will pay £131, that's the rent, the water. A half garden will pay 90 quid rent and water, and the quarter garden will pay 70 quid rent and water. So, as I say, it's always a bone of contention. People always whinge with the price of the water, which, yes, it is expensive. We were at our daily meeting the other day, or the other evening I should say, and a couple of the lads were telling us their water bill for a year comes in roughly about 4 grand, just over. That's for a year. So our water being on for 5 months, that equates basically the same, doesn't it? 1,800 quid for 5 months. If you double it for 10 months, there's 3,600 quid. So add 2 months on, so it puts it about the same ballpark figure. Anyway, the reason our water gets turned off, we're turned off the last day of October. The reason being, we've got the meter, and if there's a burst through the winter, it'll just clock it up and clock it up and clock it up. So we'll ask everyone to open their taps. We turn the water off at the main air meter, the stopcock. Then we'll ask everyone to open their taps, whether they want to water the beds, run the water into tubs, barrels, whatever, just to make sure the lines are empty over the winter. So if there's a frost, the water isn't going to expand and burst the pipes. So, as I say, you get people that are always twisting on, whinging. But why should we pay this for the water, and why should we pay that for the water? And I tell them the same thing every time, every year. Look, that's your argument. Why should you pay it? Right, here's my argument. I'm lucky if I'll use a hose pipe 3 times in that 5 months that the water's on. And it would be for 10 minutes at the most per time. Yeah? All the rest of the time, I use the rainwater from all my barrels. So, do they think it's fair that I should pay 40 quid when basically I'm not using it? Well, no, it's not fair that I should. But there's a lot of people on the site that barely ever, if ever, use a hose pipe, but they pay the water. It's got to be paid because then I'll sharp have a good whinge if me and Harry, the secretary, told me, says, right, well, we're just cutting the water off. That's it, he's not twisting too much. We're cutting the water off. Make arrangements to bring your own water. Because that's what I used to do on my other plot. When the water was turned off, I would bring 4, the 25 litre drums. I'd bring 4 of them during the time, that's 100 litres of water, and start filling my barrels again. But there's always a whinge. Anyhow, I've rambled on too much, so I hope you all have a good weekend, everyone. So I'll see you all on the next one, hopefully. So cheers, everyone. Bye bye. Have a great weekend.